At this point, I think it's obvious to women everywhere that men are in deep, deep crisis. They're broken, they're addicted to corn and substances and validation. Instead of providing for women and children, they've become parasites. Instead of protecting, they've become our greatest threat. Yet they are still totally dependent on female energy and labour just to function. Due to the devolvement of society, the average man is narcissistic, abusive, manipulative and deceptive, cruel and selfish, and underneath it all, deeply, deeply sad. Now we know historically men have only ever prized female energy. Wealth, power, status. They only chase these things because they unlock levels of female beauty and energy that they couldn't otherwise access. That's why they built the patriarchal system in the first place, to guarantee every man access to a female. Rather than face their own shadows, they've created entire societies, cultures, and perverted God's word into religions designed to keep women in silence and servitude, and all because of their desperate dependence on the feminine. But how do we actually fix this? Step 1, withdraw your energy from men completely. Some people are calling this decentering men. You can slap whatever kind of label on it that you personally like. But the important thing is no more free emotional labour, no friendship, no coddling them, no attention, no buying their products, and absolutely no schmex. If you know women who are still feeding them through OnlyFans and like similar sites, tell them to stop. It's not harmless. It's literally keeping the addiction alive. Step 2. Narcissism in men is at pandemic levels, and this is fueled largely by corn and substances. If you haven't figured it out yet, the black eyes, the Jekyll and Hyde style personality flips, the lapses of memory, the gaslighting, the torment and crazy making. Narcissistic personality disorder is not a psychological phenomenon. It is a spiritual one. You could call it a spiritual mind virus. Essentially, people with this disorder have spiritual parasites, and those parasites influence their thoughts, feelings, and behavior. And what do you do with a virus or a parasite? Our female ancestors knew exactly what to do with them. You starve it. You starve their narcissism by cutting off their narcissistic supply. You cut off their food source, us. No more feminine energy to sedate them and soothe them or energize them. When they can no longer leech off of us, they will finally be forced to look in the mirror, feel that void, and do the real work to heal and evolve into self-generating men. Step 3. While men are facing themselves and the mess they've made of society, we focus on ourselves and building the new matriarchal system. A system which is rooted in love, not hate, giving, not taking, cooperation, not exploitation, and that places children's protection and well-being at the forefront of the agenda. A system that honours life and protects the innocent and the vulnerable. We heal, we rise, build our own power, our own communities, our own wealth, our own joy, without waiting for them to catch up. When we stop pouring into their broken vessels, we finally become full. And only then can we decide from a place of real strength what kind of relationships, if any, are worth our energy and pain. Step 4, probably the hardest one of all. When men finally evolve and heal, we need to forgive. Not for them, for us. Because holding on to anger and unforgiveness in our heart hearts will only pollute the rising matriarchy, turning what we build into a revenge and control-based system. Instead of love-based, cooperative and harmonious. Forgiveness isn't weakness, or condoning their behaviour, or even letting them back in. It's simply dropping the chains they've wrapped around our hearts, so we don't have to carry that poison anymore. It's saying, I see your brokenness, but I won't let it define me. We forgive them for the system they built, the pain, the betrayal, the abuse, the exploitation, and we walk away lighter, stronger, and wiser. The feminine is rising. The matriarchal code is rebooting. The old game is over. It's time to take our power back. So what do you think, ladies? Drop a comment below. And if this hits, give me a follow and share it with a sister.